Hi there. Today about how to activate the third eye, to penetrate even deeper into the mind. Third eye, well known in some cultures and spiritual traditions. Some spiritual practices rely very heavily on activating the third eye, which is the point somewhere in between the eyebrows. What is it? It's obviously not a physical eye, but it's an eye that is turned inwards, towards the mind, observing the mind, instead of being turned outwards, towards the so-called outside world, or all these mental concepts projected into the space. By fixing your eyes, your physical eyes on it, you're doing that by looking at the tip of your nose and trying to keep your eyes steadily resting there at the tip of your nose. That way you focus on the point in between the eyebrows. I tried this approach too when I started my spiritual practice. I used to rub it and rub it and rub it, and then when it didn't work, when it didn't open, when no images sort of appeared, with no sort of life-shattering insights came to me, I sort of rubbed it even more. You know, some people have it painted on their skin. But no matter how much you rub it, or no matter for how long you have it painted in the middle of your forehead, you might just go your whole lifetime or many lifetimes without activating the third eye. Because from my personal experience with spiritual practice, it is very, very hard, almost impossible, to focus on the third eye at the time when the thoughts are just running riot and they take you away with them all the time. So you lose focus again and again and again, and nothing really happens but frustration. But now this is the wonderful part. When I started practicing by staying away from the thoughts and residing in the still part of the mind, dissociating from the thoughts, after a while, after spending some time in the still part of the mind, guess what? The third eye activated by itself. At a certain point, I felt a light and some sort of light pulsating and a sort of a warmth coming out of that point. And I realized that that point was actually a point of reference called as a third eye from some spiritual practices. And I fixed my eyes, my physical eyes on it. And from my practice, I experienced even deeper penetration into the mind. The penetration became deeper, and the insights became even clearer, more profound. So it actually does have a function. Everything has a function, but it's got its own time and space. So instead of forcing things, instead of rubbing it, fixating on it, and doing all sorts of things that might be recommended in some spiritual practices, you're better off letting things unfold by themselves. But first, you have to get away from the thoughts, clear the thoughts, reside in the still part of the mind, and then these things start happening by themselves, and they happen much more profoundly, and your practice becomes much more fruitful. So by all means, do utilize the third eye, but do it in that sequence. Don't do it up front, but let it evolve and let it activate by itself. And then you will have a double focus. You will still be focusing on your breathing and bringing the breath into the heart. But at the same time, you'd be resting your physical eyes on the third eye. And that way you have a sort of a double penetration. It's a wonderful feeling, and many, many wonders will come to you if you just keep practicing this way, keep doing the right steps, keep progressing in the right direction. Once you enter the path, it takes you. It will take you all the way with perseverance and practice. So there are so many different spiritual traditions, many ways of approaching the same thing, which is transcending the human conditioning. So you try for yourself which practice suits you the best, and even mix and match a little bit and find the path that's perfect for you, that is fruitful, that is efficient, that doesn't waste your time and energy on side steps that don't take you anywhere. And many wonders are waiting for you. Take care. Bye-bye.